Portion 2, Fundamental Tools all Internet Marketers Must Have. As the studies of yours are going to reveal, you will find some simple tools that will become crucial components in the initiatives of any profitable internet marketing plan. Installing this good foundation would mean you don't always need to reinvent the wheel with each brand new campaign, though you must regularly be well prepared to tweak things a little to fit the requirements of the item or maybe system that you would like to sell. Allow me to share a few things to place in place to be able to do a fantastic job with the marketing plans of yours. To start, you have to get a site. Time. No talks or perhaps prevarication allowed. The simple fact of the issue is the fact that individuals trust entities that they see as being real companies. You will be creating the advertising kingdom of yours out of the storage area or maybe a spare room, but in case you've a genuine site that individuals are able to go to, bookmark, and also share with their family and friends, that you are going to have the appearance and feel of a recognized company. Freelance writers are a great illustration of this kind of thing. While a number of well-paying marketplaces are constantly searching for brand new authors, they have a tendency to move toward authors which have an internet site, complete with writing samples, contact info, and articles which suggests that a genuine company is operating there, not simply a hobby or a sideline. Precisely the same holds true with promotion. Of course, you are able to post ads all around the school. However, if there's absolutely nothing that builds up confidence in the permanency of the company of yours, almost all those efforts will deliver small or maybe no return. The best part is the fact that sites are affordable nowadays, and lots of vendors may even have online tools that to help you develop an attractive site. They provide the outlines, the fundamental layout, and color schemes. You supply the pictures and also the content and graphics. It's feasible to get your site all set up with a weekend, making it feasible for you to utilize this particular as a simple part of the advertising strategy of yours. One of the primary issues to deal with in producing an internet site is the website of yours. One of the more popular mistakes people do is try to be cute or quirky together with the NAMI. Forget cute and quirky, unless you are able to combine those characteristics with a domain name which is easy and short to recall. Remember that the more the website of yours appears to be, the more difficult it is going to be for individuals to recall it. Of course, they're able to constantly take a note of the website of yours in the favorites of theirs, but what good does that do when they're casually speaking with a buddy about the site of yours? Whether we love to acknowledge it or perhaps not, the golden time for person-to-person to take place is during encounter. If the website could be rattled off with great ease, chances are far better that a brand new prospect is going to be directed to the site of yours. The basic truth is the fact that most individuals might guarantee to send out an URL to somebody later, though it gets lost in the shuffle of regular living. Make things easier for yourself and for individuals serious about the website of yours. Use the existing Toastmasters Council of KISS. Keep it very simple, stupid. Life is going to be much better for everyone involved. Then, provide the framework of your domain name a good deal of consideration. Are available ways to integrate keywords in the website which will be very easy to remember? For instance, in case you intend on producing a site which is dedicated to the advertising of the own line of yours of greeting cards, make an effort to operate in cards or greeting into the domain name. Remember that the title of the company of yours could or even is not the best option for the domain name. While all of us love to see our names appear whenever we look all over the internet, the focus of yours is on the merchandise you've to promote, not on the delicious brand you've selected for the business of yours. If it appears that creating a simple-to-remember domain name which calls to interest to your services and products means foregoing the usage of the business brand of yours in the URL, now bite the bullet and go forward. Remember, you are able to put the company name of yours in all kinds of places on the particular site. This can help accomplish two things. For starters, visitors are going to associate the URL with the kinds of products you're marketing. This is surely a plus, as it will make it easier for the customer to remember as well as pass on the info of yours to others. Next, it helps you to ensure it is easier for your market to find the site of yours during engine searches. The greater pointed and focused the website of yours appears to be, the more efficient this specific advertising tool will end up in the quest of yours for achievement. Another essential part is earning the most effective use of the name tag of yours on the front page of the site of yours. A fatal mistake that's generally made is making use of this area to complete a nice message for the website. Although it may fit in well with greeting individuals as they come into the house of yours, it's absolutely unnecessary on the site of yours. The presumption is the fact that anybody that visits the website is welcome, so there's no importance to waste room stating the obvious. Rather, make use of that area as a way of spelling out in typical phrases. Remember that we are living in a culture where individuals want instant gratification. That suggests you most likely just have 5 to 10 seconds to compel the visitor of yours to hang in there and read a bit more. Pick title tag to encourage people to the site of yours, and you'll likely discover that you simply show up higher on a lot of online search engine, and also make much better use of the area on the websites of yours. While it's generally good when clients reach you, the reality is you are going to starve whether you are taking the mindset that the great site of yours will have individuals lining up to purchase whatever you're selling. If the best people do not know the site of yours exists, it will take forever so that you can build a constant clientele. Of all the equipment that to help you become a success is learning where you can promote to the prospective client base of yours. Through the years, a selection of information are made offered to internet marketers for use in advertising strategies. One of the more typical will be the list strategy, this resource type with a good deal of caution. The point is the fact that much too often, these prepared to utilize lists aren't qualified. A professional list is only going to include email addresses which have opted to be a component of the listing, and also wish to get messages which have to do with particular services and products. Much too often, lists are offered which include nothing much more than a group of email addresses that have been harvested from the World Wide Web. Using an unqualified list leads to the creation of what's known as spam, or maybe unsolicited emails. No conscientious internet marketer utilizes unqualified contact lists. An unqualified list is able to hurt you in two ways. For starters, you've to pay money that is good for that list. If perhaps you buy a summary of 1,000 email addresses, and all but 100 of them grow back as undeliverable, you've properly wasted methods which can have been utilized to better benefit. A more serious result of utilization of an unqualified list is the fact that the emails of yours really do make it through to customers, who get bent out of shape since they didn't wish the email in the very first place. In a little while, you might find the business name of yours or maybe URL showing up on customer-pushed spam reporting sites, that will supply the kind of publicity you don't desire to get. In case you have to use email together with the advertising scheme of yours, then ensure the list is competent. Nevertheless, do not expect grand results. That very same competent list that you just bought was probably sold to 5 others within 3 seconds of the pure chase of yours. Immediate email strategies may be pricey, so the promise of substitution is gonna be too small. Approach this particular tool with caution, and also with a watch to regardless of whether it'll truly help the business of yours. Naturally, over time you are able to build the own competent list of yours of email subscribers who wish to receive other sorts, special offers, and product notices of marketing info. Adding the capability to opt into a contact listing which is maintained by you by itself is a good way to build a listing you are able to depend on. Make individuals that are sure realize you won't share or even promote the list to the third party, which they've the possibility of constantly opting from the mailing list in case they change the minds of theirs. This kind of courtesy is going to enhance the reputation of yours as an expert, while simultaneously supplying you with a specific direct email audience that would like to see the advertising of yours. Additional online resources are out there to market your services and products. Research and locate message boards, internet yellow pages, business associations, want ads at Chamber of Commerce sites, along with other places which will welcome the presence of the contact info of yours as well as an advertisement about the business of yours. A lot of these are free, though some could have a modest fee. In several instances, you might be able to find a site which involves an industry sort which would gain from your service or product and arrange for a lasting ad on the website. One useful tool is to obtain a firm concept of the kind of client that is serious about what you're selling. For a long time, conventional advertising has depended on a tool which is widely known as profiling. Basically, you really want to develop a picture of the normal customer of yours, including all kinds of details about their dislikes, likes, and lives. For instance, would your product or service be appealing to people that are individual or maybe people in a committed relationship or married? Does your product or service appeal more to persons that are only starting out, maybe in the 20s of theirs? Perhaps the item of yours has much more of an appeal to individuals that are in the center years of life, or even to people that are retired. Will people living in towns and cities have a tendency to gravitate toward the offering of yours, or can it have more appeal for people who are now living in outlying areas? Asking yourself these essential questions about what people type are more than likely to like the item of yours, and the reason they will have an interest, will aid you in a few of methods. To start, you are able to seek out promoting techniques which focus on efficiently reaching individuals that fit the profile you created. This means you are going to spend more time getting your contact and product information in front who are extremely very likely to take the time to find out about what you've to provide. Next, this profile is able to form the grounds for the marketing content of yours. Why waste time discussing the huge city when the services of yours are geared toward individuals who reside in a tiny town? Profiling helps you to provide the campaign focus of yours, since it opens you as much as the potential for talking points which will get the interest of the best individuals. There's something that you need to remember about marketing online. What worked very well several years ago is now commonplace and rather stale in some situations. To put it simply, you will find electronic advertising methods that aren't all of that efficient anymore. Still, several of these techniques might be useful, based on the buyer you're trying to reach. The primary key thing to remember about web marketing is usually to not lock yourself into one specific method to the exclusion of all the other techniques. Investigate the options of yours always and carefully have no less than 3 or maybe 4 strategies taking place at the very same time. In case you cannot recognize a minimum of 3 of these techniques which allows you to achieve the audience of yours, something is wrong. Either you're being way too narrow with the basic client profile of yours, or maybe you need to do a little more research on free marketing options. As a very last tool in the arsenal of yours, make yourself accessible. Businesses aren't made on the basis of the site of yours and snappy marketing alone. Occasionally, people are going to want to talk with you about what you've to provide. This means you should regularly ensure you've contact information easily available to prospects and customers. A branded email, instead among the free ones, sends an obvious message of becoming an expert and also causes you to accessible. Including a telephone number if at all possible is likewise an excellent approach. Nevertheless, be sure that it's a company line, and not the home phone of yours. Potential customers are unlikely to value your 3-year-old getting the line. Put in a second telephone line and ensure it's definitely answered with the title of the company of yours. As a third choice, create a message board together with the web presence of yours. People can communicate with you in that manner also, plus it allows customers that are pleased to talk about what they liked about the products, your service, and your company they purchased. Being responsive and accessible to queries by prospects and customers will do a great deal to enhance the professional status of yours with the common